All right, let's dive into Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. You guys shared some really fascinating excerpts from it, and I'm excited to uncover what makes this book so captivating.
It's interesting. What's remarkable about Dispenza's work, I think, is this blend of scientific grounding and compelling storytelling,
Yeah.
and then practical techniques.
Yeah.
He doesn't just talk about human potential. He provides a roadmap for unlocking it.
Totally. And he goes right in, he jumps right in with that story about Milarepa, the
Yeah.
yogi who defied all expectations by seemingly phasing through solid rock. It's just what are we truly capable of?
It really does make you wonder, right? Milarepa's story, I think, really underscores the book's central message.
Okay.
Our beliefs really do shape our reality. And if we can break free from those limitations, imagine the possibilities.
Oh, totally.
He even talks about his own experience, trying to convince skeptics in the scientific world.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how he realized that focusing on those who were open to it, to the potential of human capability, was much more impactful.
Right.
It's like planting seeds in fertile ground.
Exactly. It's about nurturing that curiosity and openness to these new ideas, right?
Mm-hmm.
You, as someone who, enjoys exploring all these different perspectives, you probably understand that feeling of encountering resistance when you share exciting concepts.
Totally. Sometimes people just aren't ready for certain ideas.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But what really resonated with me was the research on the heart's magnetic field.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea it was actually measurable.
It's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah.
And not only measurable, but it carries information. And it can even influence others.
Oh.
Think about the implications for collective consciousness, like a web of interconnectedness that's, far beyond what we typically perceive.
It's mind-blowing. So we're not just these individuals walking around.
Yeah.
We're part of this larger energetic network.
Right, exactly.
It reminds me of Anna's story. She had these incredibly challenging health conditions stemming from past trauma, but she ultimately healed herself.
That's right, yeah.
So it's interesting. So she used meditation and she focused on shifting her thoughts and emotions,
Yeah.
which is something that comes up a lot in the book.
Right, a key theme.
It's not just positive thinking. Is it more about changing your emotional state?
Precisely. Dispenza really goes into the science behind this.
Okay.
Our emotions have a frequency.
Right.
And by cultivating those elevated emotions like joy and gratitude, we can actually influence our physical well-being.
Okay.
Really influence it.
This all ties back into the quantum field,
Yeah.
which Dispenza describes as a realm of infinite possibility.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like science fiction to me.
It might sound fantastical, but actually, it aligns with a lot of these quantum physics principles.
Okay.
Imagine a sea of infinite potential.
Okay.
And our thoughts act as a frequency,
Mhm.
tuning us into specific possibilities.
Oh.
By aligning our frequency with our desires, we can attract those experiences into our reality.
So it's about becoming a vibrational match to what we want to experience.
Yes.
That's really interesting. But how do we practically apply this? I'm sure our listeners probably eager to put these ideas into action.
Dispenza offers a toolbox of techniques.
Mm-hmm.
And one that caught my eye was this mind movie with kaleidoscope visuals.
Okay.
Have you ever looked through a kaleidoscope?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, loved them as a kid.
And just been mesmerized by those ever-changing patterns.
Oh, for sure.
What's the connection here?
Yeah, what is it?
So the kaleidoscope imagery in this technique is designed to activate the pineal gland.
Interesting.
Yeah, that small gland in the brain, often referred to as our third eye.
Right.
He describes it as an antenna that can translate energy and information into these vivid images, leading to powerful inner experiences.
So it's almost like creating a visual representation of your desired future.
But with that added layer of sensory stimulation.
Exactly. It's not just about seeing your goals, but feeling them, experiencing them as if they're already happening.
That's pretty fascinating.
Right.
And then there's the walking meditation that he talks about.
Right.
Is that about physically embodying those feelings?
You got it.
Okay.
It's about integrating those changes into our actions, bringing those visualizations into our daily lives.
Okay.
He also really emphasizes this crucial role of what he called elevated emotions.
So we're talking about joy, gratitude, and love.
Yes, you got it.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Yes, these elevated emotions play like a crucial role in shaping our reality.
Okay.
And Dispenza explains that they signal our genes to repair the body,
Oh, wow.
essentially prompting us to step into this like new state of being.
Okay.
What's fascinating is that our bodies can't actually distinguish between an emotion that's generated from an external experience versus one that we like create internally.
Yeah.
So by cultivating those positive emotions, we're essentially signaling to our bodies that like the desired outcome is already happening.
That's a powerful idea.
Yeah.
So by cultivating those positive emotions, we're essentially signaling to our bodies that like the desired outcome is already happening.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
like laying the groundwork for that reality to manifest.
Okay. And he shares that story about Jace,
Yeah.
who successfully used these principles to like manifest a new job.
Yes, that's right.
Tell me more about that story. Did he have any specific strategies?
So Jay started by getting really like crystal clear on his sub-intentions,
Okay.
the deeper desires that were kind of driving his goal.
Gotcha.
He then really focused on cultivating those elevated emotions.
Yeah.
Feeling the joy and gratitude of like already having the job.
Okay.
He embodied that feeling, which is like a key step in aligning our energy with our desired outcome.
So it's not just about wanting something,
Yeah.
but about embodying the feeling of already having it. Like you were saying earlier, matching the frequency
Yeah.
of your desire.
Yeah. And Jace's story really illustrates how these principles can be applied to tangible goals.
Okay.
And speaking of aligning energy, that brings us to this concept of heart coherence.
I've heard that term before, but I'm not entirely sure what it means. Can you elaborate?
So heart coherence is about achieving a state of like balance and harmony within the heart's rhythms.
Oh, okay.
When the heart is coherent, it sends these clear, steady signals to the brain,
Mm-hmm.
which can enhance mental clarity, emotional stability, and even physical well-being.
That makes sense. It's like creating this smooth, synchronized flow of energy between the heart and the brain.
Precisely.
Okay.
And here's where it gets like really interesting.
Nice say.
Heart coherence can actually amplify our energy field and even influence others.
Wow.
Dispenza even mentions this research initiative called Project Coherence, which is exploring the potential of collective heart coherence for positive global change.
Wow. So it's not just about like individual well-being.
Right. It's about impacting the world around us.
Yes, it really suggests that we are all interconnected
Mhm.
and our individual states of being contribute to this like larger collective energy field.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful concept. It's like a ripple effect of positive change stemming from like individual heart coherence.
That's really inspiring. It reminds me of Ginny's story. She had chronic back pain that wasn't responding to like conventional treatments at all.
Oh, right.
It's like she attended a workshop,
Yeah.
started practicing the techniques from the book, and remarkably, she experienced complete healing.
Really highlights like the profound impact our internal state can have on our physical reality.
Yeah, we're not just victims of our circumstances.
Yeah.
We're active participants in
Yeah.
shaping our reality.
Certainly is. We have like more agency than we often realize.
Totally.
And then there's Daniel.
Okay.
He suffered from severe EMF sensitivity, depression, and chronic fatigue.
Oh, wow.
Imagine like feeling overwhelmed by the signals from technology.
It was debilitating for him.
That sounds so isolating.
Yeah.
How did he overcome that?
He made this like conscious decision to change his internal state and reduce his dependence on technology.
All right.
And remarkably, he was able to overcome his sensitivity.
So it wasn't just about avoiding EMFs.
Right.
He actually changed something within himself to not perceive them as a threat anymore.
Exactly. Our perception of reality is not like fixed.
Okay.
It can be changed.
Right.
And when we change our perception, we change our experience.
Wow.
He essentially retrained his mind and body.
That's a powerful example of that mind-body connection really at work. And then there's Jennifer's story.
Yeah.
She was struggling with severe asthma, allergies, and digestive issues.
Right.
I can only imagine how challenging that must have been.
It was a lot for her.
Yeah.
Jennifer's case really illustrates how the body can become like conditioned to a certain state.
Okay.
In her case, she was conditioned to react to certain foods and, environmental triggers. But through meditation and changing her relationship with food, she reconditioned her body and created this new blueprint for health and well-being.
It's like she broke free from those old patterns and reprogrammed her system.
Yes.
And so many of these stories point to this like extraordinary potential within us.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us to, I think, one of the most intriguing aspects of becoming supernatural,
Yeah.
exploring the interdimensional.
This is where things get really mind-bending, right?
Yeah.
He introduces this concept of time-space, which is essentially like an inverse reality where we can access infinite possibilities by collapsing time and experiencing different dimensions.
Okay, I'm going to need a little help wrapping my head around this one. How do we even begin to grasp the concept of time-space?
I think of it this way. In our everyday reality, we experience time as linear, moving from the past to the present to the future.
Right.
But in time-space, time is not linear.
Okay.
It's more like this vast ocean of infinite possibilities existing simultaneously,
Oh.
and we can access those possibilities by shifting our consciousness.
Okay, so instead of traveling through time,
Yeah,
we're tapping into a realm where all possibilities already exist.
it is. It's a big idea.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
And the pineal gland plays a crucial role here, right?
Yes.
Remember we talked about it being like an antenna?
Mhm.
Well, in this context, it can transduce frequencies and information into vivid imagery,
Right.
creating these profound inner experiences.
Exactly.
I'm starting to see how it all connects. The kaleidoscope visuals, the heart coherence, the elevated emotions,
Right.
they're all tools for shifting our consciousness and accessing this realm of infinite possibility.
Precisely. It's about expanding our perception of reality
Okay.
and recognizing that we are not limited by the physical world.
Okay, that makes sense.
He shares some, incredible stories of individuals who have had these types of interdimensional experiences.
Like Donna,
Yeah.
who encountered interdimensional beings during meditation,
Right.
culminating in an experience of becoming the universe. That's wild.
It really does challenge us to expand our understanding of what's possible.
Totally.
It suggests that there are realms of existence beyond our everyday perception, and we can access them through these deep states of meditation and expanded consciousness.
It's awe-inspiring and honestly a little bit mind-boggling. So if we can connect with other beings and merge with the universe, what does that tell us about who we truly are?
It's a profound question, and it really leads us to the heart of becoming supernatural.
Okay.
We are far more than just our physical bodies.
Right?
We are beings of energy, consciousness, and infinite potential.
Wow, it's like we're waking up to a whole new level of reality, a reality where anything is possible. But how do we activate this pineal gland, this antenna to the interdimensional? Is there a specific technique?
He outlines various techniques, and I think a powerful one is, the breath.
Okay.
Remember when we discussed heart coherence? Well, the breath plays like a key role in achieving that state and activating the pineal gland.
So it's not just about breathing deeply, but using the breath intentionally to shift our energy and consciousness.
Exactly. He teaches this technique called the blessing of the energy centers,
Okay.
which involves focusing on each of the body's energy centers while using a specific breathing pattern.
Okay.
This creates a flow of energy up the spine, culminating in a surge to the brain and pineal gland.
So we're essentially creating a circuit of energy, allowing a higher frequency to flow through us.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And when that energy reaches the pineal gland, it can start to translate those higher frequencies into these vivid imagery and, transcendental experiences.
It's like tuning into a cosmic radio station, with the pineal gland acting as the receiver. The more we practice, the clearer the signal becomes.
Precisely. It's about training our consciousness to access those higher realms of existence.
Okay.
The stories in Becoming Supernatural, like Donna's, they really offer a glimpse into what's possible.
This is all incredibly inspiring, but I know our listeners probably thinking, okay, this all sounds amazing, but how can I actually apply these principles in my own life?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And Dispenza, emphasizes the importance of setting a clear intention.
Okay.
What do you truly want to experience? What kind of reality do you want to create? Get specific, write it down, visualize it, and most importantly, feel it.
And remember those elevated emotions we discussed earlier, like joy, gratitude, love.
Yes.
Those are the fuel that powers this manifestation process.
Absolutely. It's not just about thinking about your desired outcome, but embodying the feeling of it as if it's already happening.
So we're becoming a vibrational match to our desired reality.
Exactly.
And the more we can sustain those elevated emotions, the more we're attracting that reality into our lives.
Exactly. And that's where the practical tools come in. The mind movie, the walking meditation, the blessing of the energy centers. These are all techniques for kind of training our minds and bodies to align with that desired reality.
It's like building a bridge between our current reality and the reality we want to experience.
Yeah.
The more we practice, the stronger that bridge becomes.
And don't underestimate the power of repetition.
Right.
These are not like one-time practices.
Yeah.
It's about consistency, dedication, and a willingness to step outside our comfort zones.
We're becoming the alchemists of our own reality.
Yeah. Wow.
Transforming limiting beliefs into infinite possibility.
Yeah.
This is amazing. So what does Dr. Dispenza say about applying all this?
Well, he dives into this incredible potential of something called Project Coherence, which is a collaboration with the HeartMath Institute.
Okay.
They're conducting this groundbreaking research on collective heart coherence.
Wow.
Building on the idea that, like, we're all interconnected and our individual energy field can actually influence, a larger collective field.
Okay, this is getting really interesting. What exactly have they discovered?
Well, they've, conducted experiments measuring the heart rate variability of small groups during meditation.
Yep.
And they discovered something remarkable. When participants, focused on generating feelings of love, gratitude, and compassion, their hearts synchronized,
Okay.
becoming coherent.
Right.
But here's the truly fascinating part.
Yeah.
Their combined energy had a measurable impact on the heart rhythms of others in the room who weren't even participating.
Wait, so their heart coherence was contagious?
It's a powerful demonstration of our interconnectedness.
Oh.
If a small group can create such a powerful shift in energy, imagine the possibilities if we could scale this up globally.
It's like a butterfly effect, but with heart coherence. A small group radiating love and compassion can create a ripple effect that influences the energy of the entire planet.
Precisely. That's the core of Project Coherence, exploring the potential of collective heart coherence to create a more peaceful and harmonious world.
That's amazing.
It's a beautiful vision, and it gives me hope.
Yeah.
We're not just at the mercy of chaos and negativity. We can actively contribute to positive change.
It's a powerful reminder, especially in these times.
Yeah.
We don't have to wait for someone else to create a better world.
Right.
We can start right now by cultivating these qualities within ourselves.
That's right.
We each hold a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And when we come together in heart coherence, we create this beautiful and complete picture.
Absolutely. And remember, it all starts with a choice.
Right.
A choice to believe in ourselves.
Okay.
To believe in the power of our hearts and to believe in the possibility of a better world.
So if you could genuinely believe in the power of your own mind and heart to shape reality, what would you choose to create? What kind of world would you manifest?
The journey to becoming supernatural starts with a single step. The choice to believe in yourself.
That's a perfect note to end on. This has been an incredible deep dive into becoming supernatural, and I think we've all learned something truly remarkable today.
Yeah.
It's time to put these principles into action, to step into our power, and to create a reality that's even more magnificent than we ever dare to imagine.
It's like we're waking up to the fact that we have the power to rewrite our own stories.
It's really inspiring. But before we get too carried away with the interdimensional, I'm curious about those practical techniques.
Yeah.
Dispenza mentions the blessing of the energy centers. What exactly is that?
It's a beautiful technique. It involves focusing on each of the body's energy centers.
Okay.
Using a specific breathing pattern to create a flow of energy.
Okay.
Consciously directing the energy up your spine, culminating in a surge to the brain, and specifically the pineal gland.
So we're actually guiding energy through our bodies. Is there any research to back this up?
Well, the research on energy centers is, still emerging.
Right.
Many practitioners find these techniques to be incredibly powerful. And, remember, Dispenza isn't just throwing out these mystical ideas. He grounds his approach, both science and experience.
Okay, so we're not just breathing deeply. We're using the breath to activate specific areas.
Exactly. It's about intentionally directing our energy. And when that energy reaches the pineal gland, it can lead to those vivid, even transcendental experiences that he describes.
Okay, I'm starting to connect the dots here. It's all about raising our vibrational frequency, whether through heart coherence, elevated emotions, or practices like the blessing of the energy center.
Precisely. It's all interconnected. And, the more we practice these techniques, the more we open ourselves to these expanded states of awareness.
So it's we're training our consciousness like a muscle to access these higher realms.
That's a great analogy.
Okay.
And the stories in Becoming Supernatural, like Donna's encounter with interdimensional beings,
right,
suggest that these realms are not just abstract concepts that can
right.
be experienced.
This is blowing my mind. It all sounds incredible, but I have to admit, part of me is wondering how I, or anyone, could really start applying this in, everyday life.
Dispenza really emphasizes the importance of clarity. What do you truly want to experience? What kind of reality do you want to create? Get specific, write it down, visualize it vividly, and most importantly, feel it as if it's already happening.
And that's where those elevated emotions come in, right? It's not just
Well,
about thinking positive thoughts, but
I-
actually cultivating the feelings of joy, gratitude, love, peace.
Exactly. Remember, our emotions are like this powerful broadcast signal.
Okay.
By cultivating those elevated emotions, we're aligning our energy with our desires, essentially becoming a vibrational match for the reality we want to create.
This is where I get a little stuck. How do you actually shift your emotional state?
Right.
It's easy to, say, be more joyful, but what if you're dealing with real challenges and things like that?
That's where, the practical tools come in.
Okay.
Practices like the mind movie, the walking meditation, the blessing of the energy centers, they can help us train our minds and bodies to shift our emotional state.
Okay.
And remember, it's a practice, not a one-time fix.
Right.
It takes consistency, dedication.
So it's like we're retraining our brains to operate at a higher frequency.
That's a great way to think about it. We're essentially upgrading our internal software, rewiring our neural pathways to align with our desired reality.
Wow, this is powerful stuff. I'm curious, are there any, examples in the book of people applying these principles to specific challenges?
There are. He shares several compelling stories, including those of, individuals who overcame these seemingly insurmountable health conditions.
Right,
Remember Jenny, who healed from that chronic back pain?
right.
Her story is a testament to the power of these techniques.
She didn't just mask the pain, she actually healed herself.
Right. It's amazing.
Are there other examples like that?
Absolutely. He talks about Daniel, who suffered from this severe EMF sensitivity, depression, and chronic fatigue.
Okay.
He was practically a prisoner in his own home, overwhelmed by these signals from technology.
That sounds incredibly debilitating.
It was.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Yeah.
He realized that he couldn't simply avoid EMFs. They're everywhere.
Right.
Instead, he focused on changing his internal state.
So he shifted his perception of the EMFs rather than trying to change the external environment.
Precisely.
Wow.
He recognized that his sensitivity was rooted in his perception.
Right.
And remarkably, he was able to overcome it by changing his internal state and reducing his dependence on technology.
It's like he reprogrammed his system to no longer view EMFs as a threat.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how much of our experience is determined by our perception.
It's a profound question.
Totally.
And it speaks to, the incredible power we have to shape our reality.
Are there any other stories that illustrate this idea of, changing our perception to change our reality?
There's Jennifer's story. She was dealing with this severe asthma, allergies, and digestive issues.
Right.
It was a constant struggle for her.
That sounds incredibly challenging.
It was.
Yeah.
Through meditation and by changing her relationship with food,
Okay.
Jennifer was able to recondition her body and create this new blueprint for health and well-being.
It's like she broke free from those old patterns and literally reprogrammed her body. So many of these stories highlight our, extraordinary potential.
It's truly inspiring.
Yeah,
And
yep.
it leads us back to one of the most mind-bending aspects of becoming supernatural.
Yeah.
Exploring the interdimensional.
Right, that time-space concept that you found earlier.
Yeah.
It still feels a little sci-fi to me.
I know. But when we consider the stories of people like Donna, who seemingly access these other realms, it begs the question, what if our potential extends far beyond what we can currently comprehend?
It's a wild thought, but also incredibly exciting. Are there any, practical techniques for exploring the interdimensional that he talks about?
He mentions several, including a practice that particularly resonated with me.
I'm all ears. Tell me more.
It's a technique called the pineal gland activation meditation.
Okay.
It involves using visualization, breath work, and sound frequencies to stimulate the pineal gland.
So we're actively engaging the pineal gland, the antenna to the interdimensional through this meditation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He believes that by activating the pineal gland, we can enhance our intuitive abilities, access these higher states of consciousness, and potentially even experience those other realms that he describes.
This is fascinating. It sounds like we're tapping into a whole new level of awareness.
Yeah.
Are there any specific details about the technique that you found particularly helpful?
One thing that stood out to me was The emphasis on sound frequencies.
Okay.
He suggests using like specific tones and binaural beats
Okay.
that are believed to resonate with the pineal gland,
Right.
helping to activate it.
So it's like using sound as a tuning fork
Yes.
to align our energy with a higher frequency.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And he even mentions, scientific research that suggests certain sound frequencies can indeed influence brainwave activity and potentially even stimulate the pineal gland.
Wow, this is mind-blowing. It's like we're combining ancient wisdom with modern science to unlock our, hidden potential.
Precisely.
Mm.
And he believes that, engaging in these practices, we can literally expand our consciousness and experience reality in a whole new way.
I'm starting to get a glimpse of what becoming supernatural really means.
Yeah.
It's about pushing beyond our perceived limitations and tapping into, the infinite possibilities within us.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we are far more than just our physical bodies.
Right.
We are beings of energy, consciousness, and limitless potential.
It's like we're waking up to a whole new reality, a reality where anything is possible.
Yeah.
And that brings us back to the question of, how do we apply these principles in our everyday lives?
Well, Dispenza stresses the importance of, starting small
Okay.
with these simple changes.
Right.
Begin by cultivating those elevated emotions.
Yeah.
Practicing heart coherence and incorporating those practical techniques into your daily routine.
So it's about creating a new way of being,
Yeah.
a new way of experiencing the world.
Exactly. It's about shifting our perception, raising our vibration, and aligning ourselves with the reality we desire.
And that brings us to one of the most, compelling aspects of Dispenza's work, this concept of, collective consciousness and its potential to create positive change in the world.
You're talking about Project Coherence.
Yes. I'm fascinated by the idea that our individual energy can actually, contribute to this larger collective field, influencing the world around us.
It's a powerful concept, and the research from the HeartMath Institute really suggests that it's more than just a nice idea.
Yeah.
It's a tangible reality.
I remember you mentioned their experiments demonstrating that heart coherence can be contagious.
Oh, right.
Can you remind me how that worked?
They had small groups of people meditate,
Okay.
focusing on generating these feelings of love, gratitude, and compassion.
Right?
And when their hearts became coherent, their combined energy actually influenced the heart rhythms of other people in the room who weren't even participating in the meditation.
That's incredible. It's like we're all connected through this invisible web of energy, and our individual states of being can actually ripple outward, affecting others.
Precisely. And Dispenza believes that if we can scale up this heart coherence globally, we could create a more peaceful, harmonious, and thriving world.
It's a beautiful vision, and it gives me hope.
Yeah.
Instead of feeling powerless in the face of, global challenges,
Right.
we can actually each contribute to a positive shift.
Absolutely.
It starts with each of us cultivating those qualities of love, compassion, and heart coherence within ourselves.
Absolutely. It's like we're each holding a piece of the puzzle, and when we come together in heart coherence, we create this beautiful and complete picture.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And remember, it all starts with a choice.
Yes.
A choice to believe in ourselves, to believe in the power of our hearts,
Yeah.
and to believe in the possibility of a better world.
So if you could genuinely believe in the power of your own mind and heart to shape reality, what would you choose to create? What kind of world would you manifest?
That's a question for each of us to ponder.
Yeah.
The journey to becoming supernatural starts with a single step. The choice to believe in yourself. That's such an empowering thought. It makes me wonder, what else does Dr. Dispenza suggest for those embarking on this journey of becoming supernatural?
There's one practice he highlights that really resonated with me.
Okay.
The importance of gratitude.
Gratitude.
Yeah.
How does that tie into everything we've been discussing?
He believes that gratitude is not just a feel-good emotion.
Okay.
It's a powerful force for transformation.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
He explains that when we feel genuine gratitude,
Okay.
we shift our energy from a state of lack to a state of abundance.
Okay.
We stop focusing on what we don't have
Right.
and start appreciating what we do have.
It's like shifting our perspective from scarcity to abundance.
Exactly. And this shift in perception can have a profound impact on our reality. When we approach life from a place of gratitude, we open ourselves to receiving more, good things.
So it's not just about being thankful for what we have, but actually using gratitude as a tool for manifestation.
Precisely. He suggests making gratitude a daily practice.
Okay.
he recommends, like keeping a gratitude journal, spending time each day reflecting on the things you're grateful for, and even like expressing your gratitude to others.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like we're training our brains to like focus on the positive,
Yeah.
which in turn like attracts more positivity into our lives.
Exactly. And the more we cultivate gratitude, the more we shift our overall vibration, aligning ourselves with the reality of like abundance and fulfillment.
It's like gratitude is a key that unlocks the door to a more like fulfilling and joyful life.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
And he even suggests that gratitude can like enhance our intuitive abilities and open us to experiencing synchronicities. Those like meaningful coincidences that often guide us along our path.
So gratitude is not just about feeling good, it's a powerful tool for like personal growth and transformation.
Absolutely. It's a fundamental practice for anyone seeking to like become supernatural.
I'm starting to see how all of these principles and practices weave together to create this like powerful tapestry of transformation.
Yeah.
It's not just about one technique or idea. It's about a holistic approach to like shifting our consciousness and creating a new reality.
You got it. It's about embracing like the interconnectedness of our thoughts, emotions, energy and actions.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing our innate power to shape our lives and the world around us.
It's about remembering that we are not just like ordinary beings, but extraordinary creators, capable of manifesting a reality beyond our wildest dreams.
Beautifully said. And as we delve deeper into these mysteries of becoming supernatural, we begin to realize that the journey itself is just as important as the destination.
It's about embracing the process of growth, transformation, and expansion. It's about stepping into the unknown with courage, curiosity, and an unwavering belief in our own limitless potential.
And that's the essence of becoming supernatural.
Yeah, it really does feel like a journey of rediscovering like who we truly are.
Yeah.
It's like we've forgotten our own like innate power, and becoming supernatural is kind of reminding us of, what we're capable of.
It is. It's a process of remembering our true nature as beings of like infinite potential.
Speaking of remembering, there was one more story that I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
Do you recall Jennifer, who was struggling with like the severe asthma, allergies, and digestive issues?
Oh, yeah. Jennifer's story is a great example of how our bodies can become like conditioned to a certain way of being.
I was amazed by how she was able to like recondition her body through meditation and like changing her relationship with food.
Yeah, it highlights the powerful connection between the mind and body.
Right.
And how we can consciously influence our physical well-being.
Exactly. It's like she created a new blueprint for her body to follow.
Yeah.
A blueprint of health and vitality.
It's a reminder that we're not just like victims of our genes or our circumstances.
Right.
We have the power to change our internal state, and in doing so, we can actually change our external reality.
So all these stories, from the yogi walking through rock to individuals healing themselves, they're all pointing to this like incredible power we possess to shape our reality.
That's right. And that brings us back to one of the most like awe-inspiring aspects of becoming supernatural, the concept of collective consciousness.
Right. The idea that we're all interconnected.
Right.
And our individual energy contributes to this like a larger field influencing the world around us.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling and incredibly hopeful at the same time.
Total.
It's like we're all drops in this vast ocean of consciousness.
Yeah.
And our individual ripples can create these waves of change.
You mentioned Project Coherence earlier, that research initiative exploring this concept. Can you tell me more about their findings?
So they've conducted these fascinating experiments demonstrating that heart coherence, that state of harmony within the heart's rhythms.
Yeah.
Can actually be contagious.
Contagious. How is that possible?
So in their studies, they had small groups of people meditate, focusing on cultivating these feelings of like love, gratitude, and compassion.
Okay.
And as their hearts went into coherence, their combined energy actually influenced the heart rhythms of others in the room who weren't even participating in the meditation.
That's incredible. So our hearts can literally like sync up with each other.
Yeah.
Creating this ripple effect of coherence.
Exactly. It's a beautiful illustration of our interconnectedness.
Yeah.
And it suggests that we can positively influence each other simply by cultivating these like positive states within ourselves.
If a small group can generate such a powerful shift in energy, imagine what would be possible if we could like scale this up globally. It's like a butterfly effect, but with heart coherence.
Precisely. And that's the ultimate vision behind Project Coherence. exploring the potential of collective heart coherence to create a more, like, peaceful, harmonious, and thriving world.
It's a powerful reminder that we're not just like bystanders in the face of, global challenges.
Right.
We can be active participants in creating a better world.
Absolutely. It all starts with each of us making a choice
Right.
to cultivate those qualities of love, compassion, and heart coherence within ourselves.
It's like we're each holding a piece of the puzzle, and when we come together in heart coherence, we create this like beautiful and complete picture.
That's a beautiful analogy. And as we've explored throughout our deep dive into becoming supernatural, this journey of transformation is not about like becoming someone else.
Okay.
It's about remembering who we truly are, beings of infinite potential,
All right.
capable of shaping our reality and contributing to a more beautiful world.
It's a journey of rediscovering our own like power, our interconnectedness, and our capacity for love, healing, and creation.
It's a journey that starts with a single step.
Right.
The choice to believe in yourself and like the infinite possibilities that lie within.
This has been an incredible deep dive. I'm feeling so inspired by the potential we all have to like become supernatural.
Me too. Becoming Supernatural is more than just a book. It's an invitation to awaken to our true nature and create a reality that reflects, our highest potential.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you hope our listener takes away from our exploration of becoming supernatural?
I hope they feel empowered to embark on their own like journey of transformation, knowing that they have the power within to create a life, filled with purpose, joy, and wonder.
Beautifully said. And I would add that this journey is not about like achieving some distant goal.
Right.
It's about embracing the present moment, cultivating those elevated emotions, and taking those small steps each day to like align with the reality we desire.
And remember, you're not alone on this journey.
Right.
We're all interconnected, supporting each other as we like collectively awaken to our true nature.
That's such a powerful message of hope and unity. This deep dive has truly been a journey of discovery, and I'm so grateful to have shared it with you.
The feeling is mutual. It's been a joy to explore these profound ideas together.
To our listener, we encourage you to continue exploring these concepts, to dive into becoming supernatural for yourself, and most importantly, to believe in the extraordinary power that resides within you.
Yes.
The journey to becoming supernatural starts now.